Hello, everyone. Welcome in. All right, guys. I'm going to start out tonight by full disclosure. I am sick as a dog. Not feeling too great. And watching that match didn't add to that. And my voice is starting to leave me. So, sorry for that. I have something going on in my throat. So we'll try and power through tonight. But luckily, I got AJ here, and we got two guests coming in, and I think we might be doing a little bit of a giveaway towards the end. So stick around for that. If you're a Discord member and you're in the chat, you are eligible to pick up one of the things we'll be giving away tonight. So stick around for that. So yeah, that's probably the good news. The bad news is this game. This game was... It was not what really a lot of people expected. I don't think a lot of people expected a 0-0 draw. I had 2-0 as my prediction because I thought our offense would show up and Chicago would be Chicago. And for whatever reason, our offense didn't show up. This accursed can't win on the road thing is still with us. It's extremely frustrating. So, to talk about our frustrations, AJ joins us now, and he's going to do the bulk of the talking while I rest my voice.
Indeed. Well, everyone in the chat, wish Michael a happy birthday. Unfortunately, it could not have been better circumstances. Yeah, he definitely deserves better than this. Hopefully, they will make up for it next week as far as Atlutd United goes. But yeah, I mean, 0-0 draw, a little bit of a slog. I mean, we had our chances, but it really wasn't a match full of incredible chances. But there were some that, well, lo and behold, we run into a keeper that stands on his head again. It's just, there are three constants. I was about to say two constants, but there are three constants. There always is a keeper that's going to stand on his head. There's always going to be somebody, down the season that gets their debut, scores against us, gets their first MLS goal. And the other constant is that we cannot win on the road. And, 2 out of 3 tonight. So, that's just kind of emblematic of what's going on with this club right now, and has a lot of people really frustrated and wanting their 104 minutes back because, like somebody commented this, and I think we had to make this the title because I think a lot of us are feeling this way. I mean, there are some positive moments, but it also is, Chicago Fire, like Andrew Gutman. Yes, there's a reason why we let him go last season, but he still kind of undressed us during the match a little bit. Had Sabalats and Yitze on the floor outside of our box. We couldn't handle him at times, but we were probably a little bit lucky that he was not really match fit because he probably would have made a difference a little bit because he actually looked motivated. And the thing. It's some of these players look motivated. Not every one of these players look motivated. But I think another really big talking point is how and why was Efrain Morales not subbed in at the half last match, and instead Ronald Hernandez was. Because we saw tonight he was pretty good. I mean, yes, we understand that maybe he was against FC Cincy. It's, you don't want to put your young homegrown, who's only 20 years old, into the line of fire, but Noah Cobb as well. Like, he couldn't start this match. He probably experienced more of the auras. He wasn't feeling well. And he was forced into action, Morales. But that's the thing. It's like, he had a really good match. And he
almost scored.
He almost scored at the death, but and he was saying the P word in Spanish for missing that shot. And I mean, it's just like Uh, he had a good diagonal ball with his left foot at one point. The man is a unit, and at 6'3", he looks to be like a decent player defensively, but even against a bottom dwelling side, which is probably why he was, I guess, comfortably played. We could not put the ball in the back of the net. We looked disjointed at times. We could not really muster the really, really good chances and be clinical. And it's a little bit of this. I mean, Giacomakis and Almada have not really played together very much this season. So, yeah, the connection isn't that tight. And I think there's good reason. But, it's yet another match where we look toothless on the road. And even against 10 men, we didn't look like scoring. Like, we absolutely looked just kind of abject. Where, like, who looks like they want to score? I mean, and then at times it's like, okay, so Almada and Saba, their kind of telepathy is not there either. There's a ball that Almada tries to, kind of play in behind, and Saba doesn't make the run, and Almada doesn't even look at him. Like, it's just like, at that point, it's just like, man, what else? What else can a man do? Like, he turned away from his man. He got into space, was able to free himself to make a pass, and nobody makes a run. It's everybody's ball watching, and I think it's just even more that like you get these players that are more and more. You can see frustration seeping in, and Clement Diop, what he's saying about Gonzalo Pineda, only going to ring more and more true. But I don't know if you are up to it to read the chat. If
yeah, I can.
That's too much talking.
Okay. Yeah, I just can't talk for sustained long amounts of time. But
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack Dickens says Tyler Wolf is rough to watch, and happy birthday. Thank you very much. Alex Winberg says Efren was clear of Cobb. I am sorry. He also says, I agree. I don't know what happened to him in regards to Tyler Wolf. Strong and Alex both say happy birthday. Thank you. Get better soon. Thank you. Yeah, we're working on it. A1 Products says, why can't we finish in the final third? It's a really good question. Alex also says, starting to wonder why I pay for MLS on Apple TV, because I know we're never going to win on the road. I don't know if it's that dire yet, but
I mean, but I get his point.
Yeah, your point still stands.
Right, like, you pay for Apple TV because when you're not at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you're watching it, right? You're watching these away games. Otherwise, okay, maybe you go to a bar. I mean, you would pay more at a bar. I'm not an Apple TV spokesperson or something like that, but it is that. It's like, okay, I agree. Like, people are questioning. There is also this. It's like, continually more people are going to question this stuff, because I was just talking to people today. Like, season ticket holders, they're paying more, and we talked about it. Like the gifts and then the perks. It's just getting less and less. So on top of that, we're using resources in this economy, right? And this is what we're getting. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, the front office, you have a decision to make. Like, it's pretty clear now.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't win against a 13th place Chicago Fire, I mean,
Yeah.
like it's just
And you had your ideal starting 11 in terms of firepower out there too.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
you
not
don't
Zonde, but still,
right. You don't have Silva. You don't have Gregerson. He might do something a little bit, but large in part, it's still a pretty strong 11 versus Chicago Fire that look also pretty abject.
Yeah, I don't want to be
So,
in the same conversation, like the same discussion as Chicago Fire. But that's where you end up being when you play like this.
right. Like, they didn't have a shot on target. Like, yeah, the first half they hit the bar.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, they're an MLS side. Yeah, they're going to attack. They're at home. They're going to attack. But did they look like they were, creating chances in the second half? Not really.
No. But I mean, like, this team had shades of Red Bull, and the horrors of the past of playing Red Bull when you had Chris Mueller, you had Barlow. Come on, and I'm like, these guys have given us fits in the past. I was really worried that they would pull out something again against us, but luckily they didn't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone, just let it all out, because it really is at this point. Yeah. Like, the club needs to know. Like, it's just.
So, Lex Zone 6 says, Pineda out. Kevin says, why did we sign Dax?
I thought he had a really.
I thought he
did
really well. Yeah, I thought he did pretty well. Yeah. I don't see any problems with it. I mean, especially with that tackle at the end. Yeah, almost crippled that man, but like that was a smart play. He recognized the space and the opportunity and attacked it and tried to make something happen. Whereas a lot of other players seem to forget that that's a necessary part of scoring. Connor Watson also says, howdy, howdy. Dax is a veteran signing to give experience to the younger guys. That's right. Lex says, happy birthday. Thank you. Jack says, is it me or is Almada taking way too many touches? It is not you. He had a lot of too many touches this game, and he had a lot of errant passes that he thought someone was going to make a run or was going to be in a place, and they weren't. It just, a lot of times, the attack almost started and ended with Almada and, kind of phasing out with a pass that just went nowhere, unfortunately. I just feel like Almada didn't have one of his better games tonight.
Right. But, I mean, he was definitely efforting. He was on the defensive end as well. Yeah. Late in the match, he was still working hard to help us keep possession. So it was
just being clinical in the final third. No one had it. No one had it in their back pocket tonight.
Mm-hmm. And so, it's like, while, he was industrious in a way, you want your most creative player to be able to, kind of fashion the chances. And I mean, he there were some times that Morales chance, man. What could have been?
I mean, I think was he the guy who did the pass that landed on Daniel Rios' head for that header?
Yes.
That was the best pass I thought of the game.
Yeah, because that was with his left foot. I mean, the difficulty on that is definitely there. Because he created the chances, but it was also their keeper stood on his head.
Three fingertip saves from this guy, Brady.
Yeah. It's it's frustrating, but let's bring on our first guest. All
right, let me finish reading these things, and then we can move on to that. So Alex Winberg also says, at one point or another, Pineda can't use the injuries as a crutch or an explanation to these poor results. Not saying that he has, but the patience is wearing thin. Yeah, it's true. 2 points from possible 9 in the last 3 matches. Yeah. Connor Watson says, only thing for offensive side Gregerson brings is more security, so more players push forward and moving the ball around. He's also tall, so on set pieces he can be dangerous. Leg Zone 6 says, Almada plays back way too much for my liking. What was the point of signing Miomba Slice if this is how we run our midfield? I mean, I think Almada's clever enough to know where to go when he sees openings. And if Sleaze is not, or whoever's not playing, in the forward 8 position is not occupying that, he'll try and slide in because they may be occupied somewhere else, doing something else. The team shifts one direction or another, and he'll try and, the team often switches right because we have our stronger guys on the right. So you often see Almada kind of switching from the left to more central when that happens to try and fill in that space. And then he runs back to do defensive work all the time because he's got that motor in him, kind of like Sabo. A1 Production says,
honestly,
yep.
Honestly, as well. I mean, yeah, we want to give him his flowers too because tonight he was intercepting everything, he was blocking everything. He was pretty much that brick wall in front of that defense.
Yeah,
really made it a lot easier for Morales and Abram. So, I definitely think it wasn't, a bad match at all from a defensive standpoint for most of the players.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we kept them. We kept them down. What it was like a 0.4 xG for them or something like that. So, I thought that's pretty good for defensively speaking. A1 says, this is an interesting question. Would a healthy roster bring home 3 points? I'm not sure because it also depends.
We haven't.
That, and also think of it like this. This is what's frustrating because it's like the excuses can just keep coming because it's like, okay, yeah, let's say you have all your guys back and they're all healthy. Game 1, they're all back, but now they don't have the consistency. Like AJ said earlier, he hasn't played Gigi hasn't played Valmata that much this year, and they don't have that consistency yet. So it's like, now here's another excuse. How many games they need to take to get on the same page? And then, after 2 games of them playing fluently, oh no, then a couple more guys go down. And now there's that. And now you have to wait for them to come back. And then it's another excuse. It just keeps going, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. The goalposts essentially keep moving. And the goalposts essentially, if we're talking about corporate speak, the KPIs for Pineda is basically, we have to figure out what those actually are, and I think one of them needs to be, are these players improving from a eyeball standpoint, but also a statistical standpoint? And I don't know, it's it seems like when the players get in the league, okay, yeah, they put in some numbers, it books out on them, and then they can't adjust. It's on the coaching to help them adjust. So, 10 games in, 11 games in, we got to see, okay, well, the league is adjusted to these players. Well, then how do the players and the coaching staff help them adjust again?
Yeah.
To make sure that they can make a difference.
So, interesting. Drew says, was probably Lennon's worst game this year. Had some really bad touches this game. Yeah, he had a lot of touches that let him down. His crosses were ineffective. He pretty much, everything was not very good, except for 1 or 2 good sprints into acres of space that opened up the game a lot. So that was nice. You like to see that. But besides that, yeah, he was really ineffective, unfortunately. No one could find Gigi when he was out there, at all. And that's very not good.
Yeah, and I mean it's his first game back, so okay, we can give that excuse here, but yeah, no, I agree, Lennon. It was definitely a weird performance from him,
and it's not just Lennon. I mean, no one could find Gigi, it's just
But yeah, from a touch standpoint, it was poor. From a defensive standpoint, it was poor. It was, there was a header that, I mean, he's the guy that stands at the post on corners, and so he does his job there. They kept a clean sheet, so it's not exactly anything on him per se completely, but there were just some defensive moments where it's woo, we get away with some stuff, and that's kind of the problem with the dichotomy with Lennon is that yes, we're okay with it when he's performing on the attack end, but defensively, he's got to be able to, fully put in that shift too. And look questionable. Look questionable.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the guests' reactions. We'll be joined by Gavin first, one of our patrons, and then after that we have our friend Connor coming on, another one of our patrons. And then we'll be doing a giveaway after that. Probably no wheel tonight because tonight we were planning on filming a lot of our forfeits for tonight, and unfortunately, like I said, I was sick. I don't want to get everyone else sick, so we decided to nix that, but next week we'll be back on top of that.
But yeah, a giveaway versus a wheel, I'm sure people will take that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Reminder, though, you have to be a member of the Discord, so I'm going to throw a link to the Discord into the chat for you guys to hit up and join. So make sure to do that if you are going to.
It's always in the description below as well.
Yeah.
So just check out for the Discord link. Pretty much. Oh,
just gonna grab that.
Gavin wasn't here. Then he disappeared.
Gavin might be having internet trouble too, so we'll see.
Oh, gotcha. All right, we shall see. The streets of Atlanta out here. You guys can probably hear all the motorcycles and cars.
A little bit, not that much. Gavin, how's your internet doing, buddy?
Oh man, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yep, we can.
All right, because the connection here is not so sharp, so you'll probably hear me cut in and out here and then. So,
yes.
But yeah.
Looks like you're in a car.
So, I am in a car, yeah, because I'm over at someone else's house, different setting, as you can tell. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Let us have your
Other
thoughts.
than that, yeah. Oh man. We gotta find ways to win on the road. We gotta find ways to win on the road, and tonight was once again one of those nights where you sure as hell could have done that, and you just weren't able to put any of those chances away from what you had entire match. I mean, you had some chances early, you had more in the second half. I mean, oh man, they were Lennon didn't look good. Wolf looked awful. I mean, it wasn't the best game. We could have done better. We could have done a lot better, but we still could have won because Chicago aren't good. Like you said, 13th place. They just lost 4-0 to RSL, but RSL are actually good this season. So
Yeah.
I mean, us and RSL comparing that's different. But yeah, I mean, I'm not on the Pineda out train yet, but I'm definitely getting there just because if we want to win any trophies with this guy, we're going to need lots of home field advantage, and to do that, you got to at least get results on the road. You don't got to be perfect with it, but you got to get more road wins, more positive results. I wouldn't say this is positive because you could have won. I mean, it was a 0-0 match, but I mean, you just need to do better on the road. You got to score goals, and tonight was a game where you definitely could have done that.
Yeah,
And
I mean, everyone had Chicago slated as a team we're gonna get 3 points away at, and look what happened.
If you can't win against Chicago, who's 13th place, who can you win against?
Yeah, because it's only gonna get harder.
But go on, Gavin.
Yeah, no, I was just finishing up. I was saying, if we want to actually win something under Pineda, we need like home field advantage. We're gonna need that for the playoffs, and if we're gonna have any shot at getting that advantage, we gotta get more results on the road, because to beat us at home, although Cincinnati just did that, but still, that's Cincinnati, it's different. But just need more. We need to do better on the road, and tonight was another great chance to do that. We couldn't do it.
What does this game mean to you? Like, what is this an indication of for you?
I mean, you got to do better. It's like this team. It just shows we're still mediocre. There's like no change in this team. Like we're still the same team from last season. It's like I don't see what has changed in this team. Yes, we've made new signings, but I'm seeing so much of the same things we saw last season. There's no improvement. I wouldn't say we've gotten worse, but we've I don't think we've improved at all. I mean, it's the same stuff. It's just the same stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like there's some people that have kind of made those arguments, like, okay, well, Luis Araujo, he may have skied a lot of shots, but was he actually worse than some of the players that are on our wing? We haven't seen much from our wing players early on, much of any of the games this season. Like, what? How many goals do we have from our wingers right now? And assists? Not much. It's I don't know. Like, it begs the question again: are players improving under Gonzalo Pineda?
No, it seems like they're regressing. Honestly, that's something I was saying, is that I feel like the team is somehow regressing. So like the improvements we seemed to make at the end of last season and started to see a little bit of this at the start of this season, just seems like they're starting to evaporate. It seems like we're back to like kind of what Gavin said, 2023 before Mayumba and Zande and Saba, and it's like, well, what's the difference now? Is there any discernible difference? Like, it's hard to tell when you tie Chicago, in the manner in which you did tonight. It's hard to make a case for that you've actually improved that much.
I think defensively, we've made some improvement.
So you think without those players, we lose to Chicago?
I think last year, before these players, Muyumba, Schleich, or Abram, even, I think we don't keep a clean sheet, maybe. But I think that's what's interesting here is, okay, it's because of the players probably more so than I would say the coaching. Do you feel like there's a system that is in place that has made us more stout?
More stout? No, definitely not. I mean, the commentators were talking about how Atlanta United seems to have like no identity. It's like at home they have an identity in that they're full-fledged, like, domineering attack, throw everything forward. But away, there doesn't seem to be bringing that identity along with them.
Well, the truth of the matter is that we cannot play the way that we want to play at home on the road. But we will get destroyed. It's just, we've seen it, and it's happened. But, I mean, Evan, the question for you, do you feel like Gonzalo Pineda has improved players?
No. I mean, I like I said, I've not seen much improvement. It's like we've said, we've seen more from last season before we got our new guys, because we got more players for the summer window. We got more players last off season, but I mean, with the players that we've still had, I mean, Almada, I mean, he's regressed because he's not as good as he was. No improvement there. I don't know who. I mean, we've had Guzan forever. We've had some players for a while, but yeah, I see no improvement. There's just nothing. I've seen nothing that impressed me much. I mean, every year you'll do something cool. Like, you'll do something good at the beginning of the season. Like this season, we beat New England. We beat Orlando. Last season, we get a stoppage time winner against San Jose. The Toronto game, the Portland game, and you lose 6-1 to Columbus, and it's like that. Like, I just feel it's good at first, and then not as good.
Yeah, it's regression. But it's regressing to the mean.
It's the same stuff. Regression.
Yep.
Nothing, no improvement whatsoever.
The theme that in terms of those moments are that they were largely at home, which most teams can play well at home in this league. So, it's like, especially with the salary that we put forth as well. Like, we're up there as one of the biggest salary teams in the league. Like we should be putting up big attack numbers, but that's the thing. And so it's like at home, yeah, we should take care of business. And we always, fans will always harp on the glory days and whatnot, but I mean, Tata Martino, he led us to one of our best seasons on the road, if not our best season on the road. And look at what he's doing for Inter Miami right now. It's like, yes, they've got Messi, they've all that, but it's like like we've got an like average to maybe below average coach, clearly, that is still learning his craft, still learning on the job, and yeah, like for some fans, it's very clear.
Yeah.
But Gavin, final thoughts.
Gotta bounce back next Saturday. I hope we can get Ian back because he didn't make an appearance tonight, which, I mean, that's fine. That's fine because, I mean, we weren't really challenged by Chicago. Like, I mean, Guzan, I mean, you said 0 shots on target. Guzan wasn't really challenged as much tonight. They hit the post in the first half, but that was really it. I mean, but yeah, either way, I hope Jande will be okay. I could see him probably coming off the bench next match, but I hope we can at least get Stian back. Although I thought Efrain Morales did pretty good tonight. We'll see how that goes. We got to get back to full strength. We got to do better. We got to pick ourselves up again. We got to win on Saturday against Minnesota, and I definitely think we can do that. Anytime you're at home, you can win, and we got to do that now because we're all in below now in the tables. Not that it matters right now. A lot to go with the season, but you still got to pick yourself up. So, you got to respond.
Yeah, you gotta. Okay, it's basically that. It's like you have to get a win in one of the games in a month. Basically, it's you can't go a whole month without winning. It's absolutely. We say this. It's like it's a must-win match. Blah blah blah. But this is the thing. Yeah, MLS is very forgiving. The problem is this. It's not that it's a must-win match that will affect maybe the overall standings in which we can't come back from it, that type of thing. It's more, can you keep the casual fans? Because the casual fan, if they see, oh man, the team hasn't won in a month, and people will ask, like, the more hardcore fans, oh, LA United, how are they this year? Right? What's the answer? We're mediocre.
Yeah.
Maybe a little worse than mediocre.
I mean, there's a reason why they're asking how is Atlanta United this year, because they're not watching because we're mediocre.
Exactly. So, and that's even more telling in itself. Exactly. That's your point. Like, that's exactly the problem. Is that you're going to lose more and more casual fans. That's unfortunately, and maybe fortunately, who knows, whatever. That's what keeps the hype going. That's what makes Atlanta United kind of really purr in the city. Because without that, yeah, you can have all the hardcore fans you want, but I mean, it's just, like, we're only so many people.
Yeah. All right. So, any final thoughts on that,
Pineda,
Gavin?
We've been the same mediocre team ever since we've had Pineda the entire time. Again, I'm not saying out yet, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. If we disappoint against Minnesota or any of these upcoming games, then I'm probably gonna have to hop on that because it's a long time coming. Because we've just been the same team for a while now. I feel like if there's ever gonna be a change to that, us being like a mediocre to anyone else, like other team that's anything but a mediocre, then it's Pineda out.
Gotcha.
But it's gonna go from there's gonna be these job-saving wins, and then you go back to mediocre, then you get a good win. And I just feel like it's been like that for a while.
It has been that. It has absolutely been that way.
It's a cycle and a pattern. The,
We'll see how that goes.
it's like, yeah, exactly. It's deja vu over.
It's an abusive relationship, is what it is.
Yeah, yep, it is. It's yeah, it's like they're they're buying you some gifts. They're gaslighting you after that. Then it gets really toxic. But then it's really great. It's things are the best that they've ever been. We're going on trips. No. It's,
Yeah, it's the cycle. All right, Gavin,
Yep.
It was good talking to you. We'll talk to you next week about hopefully a better result.
Love you, buddy. Have a great rest of your night.
Yep. Hopefully. Thank you, guys. I'll stay tuned for the rewards thing at the end of the show. So.
Sounds good.
I'm at-
Good luck with that.
Yeah, later.
Good night.
All right, let's see what the chat is saying.
All right. A1 Product says great talent plus average coach equals 3 points. I mean, at this point,
It should.
should, but it doesn't seem to be. That equation is not working out for us. Brian says, and it begins the slow, methodical slide to mediocrity. We need a real coach. All right, and here we have Connor joining us. Connor, how you doing?
Oh, he's there.
He's there. He's there. He might be there. Oh, he's coming alive. There he is. And you're muted, I believe. Do I have you muted? No, you have yourself muted, I think.
All I see is Killian Murphy right now. So
Oh, I see his face, but he has himself muted.
yeah, okay. Well, yeah. It's while we wait on him to be able to get his audio. Let's see what the chat's saying as well. If there's anything else.
That was the last comment of it. Oh yeah, Leg Zone 6 says Lennon getting cooked by Gutman hurts to watch. Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Okay.
There you go. We hear audio. I don't see video, but I think it was more Saba. Saba was getting cooked. Yeah, he was the one who was thrown to the ground.
Yeah. I mean,
That was...
he cooked both Lennon and
Yes,
Saba in that same play.
He did. That's true.
Flip.
All right,
Flip.
now we got a laptop.
How do I
Is
flip
the
there?
laptop going to talk?
There you
There
go.
we go.
There we go. Nice.
There we go.
There we
I
go.
figured it out. I'm on my phone now, so
Sounds
this'll
good.
work.
All good.
But yeah.
All right,
All right,
so
well, yeah, have your say.
So I'd like to touch on the Pineda out. I've kind of always been a Pineda. It depends on what you want from this team, is what Pineda. I'm personally a Pineda. If you want to win something with the team, I don't think he's the right manager for it. But if you're just okay with playoffs and everything, I think he can get that for you every single year. I don't think we're ever going to win anything with him because I don't ever see us change. I don't think the only time we ever change is because we get a new player, basically. I don't really ever see us doing anything differently. Like it's the same thing, hoping for a different result, basically. And sometimes we're just better than the person that we're playing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just better. And it's just like I don't it's very disappointing. But
You basically defined crazy.
yeah.
And we've basically that makes us all crazy. Yeah. And, we might be. we very well might be. But I think we are probably all trying to break that habit and try not to have that moniker on us. But okay, if you are obviously not Carlos Poker Necro, but Garth Lagerway, you're a Garth Lagerway. What would you do?
What would I do? I think the biggest issue is the next appointment has to be the right appointment. Otherwise, you're just gonna I feel like if you don't have a guy that you 100% are confident in, I don't think you can move right. Like, I don't think you can hire another manager. You can look internally and go for someone else, and I think that's completely if you don't think that Pineda is the right guy right now, I think internally is the best way to go. I don't think looking for a new manager, I just don't, unless you're 100% confident, I just don't think you can appoint a new manager right now. And I don't see the markets open right now for a guy that you're 100% open in. So
we probably do have to wait until summer until
Yeah.
the European seasons are over, or some of the other leagues. But so you're saying internally. So you're saying like Rob Valentino? Like who are you saying?
I would be open to that, just because I feel like also you're starting to see some frustration within our own players of we're not seeing anything happen differently, and I think we can. At least especially like being at home games, whenever we're not playing amazing and we're not seeing anything change like mid game, and you see a Brooks Lennon on the right saying like what are we doing, and you have a Brad Guzan back there trying to say like to change a tactic because he sees something. I'm like I think if you're seeing that, you can see that they're not confident with what the manager's doing, and I feel like it's more understandable, at least for me, that Rob will let them go out. We've seen it before. He'll let them go out there and play like they know how to play. He's not going to force them to do something that isn't what they know how to do, and he's just going to give them freedom. And I think sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't work. And honestly, I don't know. I think, do we ride it out? It depends on how results go. I think the best option is to ride it out. You're already 3 years in. Like, if you're gonna make the change, you should have already done it. Like, I think the only way that we're gonna see a change right now is if the next 2 to 3 results are just, we see the casual fan just completely square away. We just don't. They're just gonna stop coming in. Honestly, I think we're almost already at that point. It's been bad.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting is that the team puts out articles and whatnot. They they basically are trying to prop up the players. Like with Thiago Almada, they're like, oh, he's putting in the defensive work and all that. They're trying to make sure that the fans, they're seeing that these players are still working hard. They're all that, but it's like, Almada has 1 assist this year. It's we're 11 games in. Like, it's he is not as good as he was last year, and there's various other ways that the team is basically. I mean, I feel like this is maybe a little hot from me, but basically the people that are pumping sunshine on this club, they are waging terrorism against Atlanta United, because basically they're not allowing the team to improve, because if they're allowing this mediocrity to continue, essentially Atlanta United is allowing itself to slide further and further down into mediocrity or worse.
I would almost 1,000% agree with that. The thing that also kills me, especially being in stadium, is whenever you see, at the Philly game or at one of these games where we're not performing well at home, and we come in here all sunshine and roses at I remember what was it, 2017, 2018? Who was the coach that at halftime? Was he a goalkeeper coach? Who was that coach? And he was just brutally honest every single time, and we just need some of that.
It was Rob Valentino. Yeah,
it was Valentino. I think that's who. Mentally, I thought that's who it was, but I didn't want to get that wrong. And I think sometimes, I know he got told that you're not supposed to do that or whatever, but honestly, I think that's what people need to hear. I don't, especially I understand that they're trying to paint the best picture for what's going on, and I understand that, but at the same time, if you're not playing well, just say you're not playing well. I think one of the biggest things, especially that I think one of the big things for me is I watch a lot of European soccer. if they're not playing well, they let you know. And I think we need some of that in our life. But I mean, I don't know. We've just been not changing.
He's also one of those players that also says that. Sorry to cut you off there. But yeah. Like Brad Guzan, he's been known to be a player that says what the fans are thinking as well. Yeah. And so but it seems like there's a little bit less of that now, just because yesteryear you'd have like LGP who would be saying exactly what the fans are thinking and what's exactly on his mind. He wasn't mincing words, and it's like fans can tell when there's fakeness being portrayed about. So it's just like like fans will not stick around for that type of thing, and like it's obvious that it's happening. I mean, Atlanta United were one of the first, if not the first, to hit 1 million followers on Twitter. That was in 2018. And now they're sliding. Now it's like 993. That's pretty telling.
I think one of the big things, especially, is like it almost feels like the match day, like especially home games. Match day, it feels like very, it like feels manufactured. It doesn't feel like, and I don't know, like one of the biggest things that it just sticks on my mind from earlier this year. It might have been the first home game, might have been one of the second. It was one of the early home games. They were coming out, and whenever they were announcing, somebody was talking on the field, and they were like, Atlanta, we're trying to bring championships to Atlanta. And I'm like, but are we? Like, look at what we're putting out there.
Yeah,
right now.
everyone.
Like,
I feel like everyone has to say that. It's obnoxious.
Like,
it's like canned responses.
I don't I understand, especially the people that get paid by the club that like that's what they're being promoted to do, especially like especially Instagram. Their clips that they've been, it's bad. They're trying to gloss over a bad situation, and at what point do you just don't post anything? Like, I don't know, and they're not going to do that, but it should.
It's a great point about manufacturing. That's how
it feels like a lot of clubs are like that too, and I think that's one of the turnoffs for MLS. I don't think it's going to change.
It's right, because that's the thing. It's like we were accused of this by our rival Orlando City, that we're a plastic club, and it's, dare I say, it is kind of getting that way sometimes, where we feel a little plastic. It's it does feel manufactured, but to your point, it's MLS to a big degree because we don't have history. We're trying to create it. We're trying to make something come out organically. If it's not going to come out organically, then we have to create something, right? So that's probably the ethos, but it's like one of those, like let's call it like this. It's like it's like we'll do like a high school metaphor, but it's like a preppy that wants to play punk rock or something, and okay, well, how does a punk rocker dress? How does
So you're saying they're posers?
Listen.
Oh yeah, it's however you want to take it.
Exactly. MLS, we're posers. Let's be real. Like, we're trying to be a big league, but we're a nascent league, and we're doing a lot of shit wrong, and that's okay. We're trying stuff, but we're not adapting. We're not like we're trying to like forge different roads, but Like the constant Instagram notifications about Messi scoring is not really helping the league. Like that, what does that do for Atlanta United? What does that do for the other teams in the league? It just funnels them to Inter Miami, and then when Messi leaves, they all leave.
Kind
of. So it's just like,
it's bad.
You know, like what the business ethos is clouded right now, and this is obviously a larger thing than Atlanta United, and we don't need to go down all this, into a rabbit hole. But anyway, yeah. Final thoughts on this match?
I think performance-wise, it wasn't amazing, wasn't terrible. I think defensively, I was kind of happy. I think we didn't really give up as many great chances, although I think if you put about any other team that has a comparable ball striker in their front line, they probably score a goal with the chances that they were given. I think that can be put up to just about anything. I think whatever on that. Defensively, we're fine. We didn't concede. We're fine. Offensively, we look toothless. We don't look like we have anything going forward. And honestly, I don't really think that we are gonna see anything away from home that we look like we're. And it boggles me that how we don't, because we play high risk, high reward soccer, and yeah, we create big chances and we just don't ever score. And I that's mind boggling that we do that away from home. Whenever it's the same thing. We play high risk, high reward, yet we don't score away from home, and we continue to do it. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess mentally, I guess you could put it down to eventually it will happen, but whenever the past I think I heard of 58 games we've won 10 away from home or something.
60.
Something crazy. It's 60 now. Does that not tell you? Does that not tell you that the way that we're playing isn't working away from home? I don't. That's literally the definition of insanity.
Yep.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting to the point where everyone's starting to see what Pineda is unable to do with the team. And it's just whenever the change is happening soon. It's just the next step is, do you appoint the right person? And I have a lot more confidence in the front office now than I did then. So I think I'm happy with where we'll go next. So it's
definitely. I think there are some way roads. I think to your point about behind the scenes we're making more of the moves that's kind of make us a robust behind the scenes, like from stats wise, from academy development wise, because the new Perez appointment, I think there's levels of it where for some reason we fell off so hard after Pata left and Rocketboard left, but I think there are some kind of way roads back to hoping that we can have a pipeline of talent, at least, because, I think we've lost our identity in that regard. That's, what kind of team are we? Are we just a high-spending team that, basically brings in? It's not even like big talent. It's just we're just bringing in, some European talent, sort of, and what are we doing with it? It's we're not constantly a swashbuckling team that is exciting, in attack. This match was
one of the most boring I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know Mark. Maybe some of you guys remember Mark. He was hanging out. He fell asleep during the second half. I mean, it's bruh. This used to be one of the biggest fans of Atlanta United. He fell asleep in the second half. He doesn't mind me saying that. I was joking with him. It's there's been it's been a symptom. It's been emblematic. yeah. But Connor. Ugh, sorry.
Of one
yeah.
point that I think
Go for it.
one point that I think to talk about us not being exciting. One big issue, especially for us going into the summertime, where we have a sports franchise in Atlanta that is going to play exciting games with the Atlanta Braves. Not everyone likes MLB, I know that, but if you're not gonna play like people are gonna start not paying attention to us, and they're gonna because I know a couple people that turned on the Braves went to extra innings tonight, and they were not watching the Atlanta United game. They were watching the Braves game, and that's before in 2019, 2018, all those years we weren't doing that. Granted, the Braves weren't that good then, but that wasn't happening because everyone thought we were going to score at all times. Now I'm lucky if we do score, but
especially on the road. It's a great point. Even though Atlanta Braves didn't end up winning in extra innings, it was still people switched off. And, would rather watch that. It's
Which that says a lot. If you switch to baseball, because it's more exciting, like that.
I like it.
Yeah,
so.
I love baseball, but it's also that. I mean, it's like, man, like you have this effect that basically, and the Atlanta Braves with how they're playing baseball, they're more offensive. They lead the league in home runs. I think it's all that type of stuff. Like that's exciting. Like that's gonna usurp 0-0 on the road. It just is. And most people are still fans of sport in Atlanta. They're gonna go to where it's most exciting.
Yeah.
So but any other thoughts?
Not really. Just hope we improve. It is what it is, though. I'll continue watching either way. So
we'll be here for you when you do.
Exactly.
Sadness as it comes, sadness as it goes. But it'll.
Just let it flow through you. Exactly.
I already have enough. I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm already.
Oh, you're there. You've been there.
Yeah, I know.
I would say good luck to you tomorrow morning, but that would be disingenuous.
Yeah.
So.
It's fine. I'm probably gonna be asleep for that anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Atlanta United fans merely adopted the sadness. Spurs fans were born in it.
Yes,
the worst part is I chose to be in it.
Oh man.
Well,
I don't.
It's never too late to hop over to the other
masochism.
North London side.
I'd choose Fulham before I chose anybody.
Actually,
I'd probably be
America's team.
Anybody. I go Crystal Palace right now.
Woo.
They look on the up. Hey, I'm a 3-back guy. They're looking good right now.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, really,
pleasure.
It really has been, man. But thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Have a great night.
Yep, you too.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, so if you'd all do me a favor, if whoever wants to be in the giveaway, please type in the chat either I'm in or yes or what have you. And reminder, you have to be in our Discord in order to be entered into it, so make sure you are. I posted a link in there, and it's also in the description of this video you're currently watching. So please do that, and we're going to get started with that pretty soon. So we'll give you guys a few minutes to type that in. AJ, do you want to give any of your final thoughts?
Yes, I'm also trying to avoid some weirdness from people driving here, being like followed or something.
Uh-oh.
Wish the best for me, guys. But
oh dear.
Yeah. Anyway, final thoughts. I mean, basically, this is a match that does not help the conversation for Pineda. I'm going to try to get in the light here, so it's probably a little bit better. You can see me. So, but, this is something that I think furthers us into mediocrity, unfortunately. We really will need to bounce back in a big way, not just one match, but this next month is going to be very, very telling for how this season is going to go, whether Pineda is kept. I mean, I think a lot of people have said, you know, he's not long for after this season anyway, probably, even if he gets us into playoffs. Like, he basically has to win us a cup, or he's probably gone. And so, and even with a cup, I think it matters which cup, probably.
If he wins us a cup, he's not sticking around. He's going somewhere anyway.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if it's just U.S. Open Cup, I mean, okay. You know,
yeah, but if it's MLS Cup, I firmly believe he'll be like trying to be like, okay, I've slogged it out here in Atlanta long enough. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
You think so? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's I mean, elaborate. I'm curious.
So I think that he's taken, the grenades in the trenches, had his bad years, and then if he wins a cup, if MLS Cup, I mean, that to me means he's turned things around quite a bit. And if that happens, I think he can leverage that to get a different coaching job somewhere else, because he's already accomplished, the biggest thing you can accomplish here in this league. And then I'm sure that people will start asking him to go somewhere else, and then he might consider that, considering he's already won. So,
that's interesting because
and he's early in his career too. So why not jump around?
Well, I mean, okay, I hear you, but it's also like, why would he not repay the faith that the club had in him, and then try to win a Champions League?
I mean, yeah, you could try that. I just feel like since he's early in his career, it would be a good moment for him to go and try and plow his trade in a more difficult league, or level up in some way. But if he wants to stick around and he's a proven winner here, then I wouldn't say no to that.
Well, I mean, you have Wilfred Nancy, who
has
stuck around with Columbus Crew.
Yeah, and you have Schmetzer. You have a couple of those guys that stick around. But
exactly. So yeah, and various other coaches as well. I mean,
I don't know if we've ever gotten his intention. Like, does he want to stick around the United States, or is his intention going on to bigger clubs? I don't think I've ever heard anyone ask him that question.
Well, I think it would be a little foolhardy of him to say he's got European ambitions when he's not really cutting the mustard at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, these questions ideally would have been asked before he became,
for sure,
a coach.
Right. And I'm sure you ask anybody, like, yeah, truly, ultimately, yes, of course they want to, coach at the highest levels, but not everyone's cut out for it. So
yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the what are we calling this?
I'm just going to call it the giveaway, and it's not really going to be that, because we have one person in it, and it's Gavin, and so we have 14 people watching, and only one person wants to be in the raffle. That's surprising to me, guys. So if in the next 2 minutes I don't hear anything, I'm just awarding the big ticket item to Gavin, which is a signed jersey by Marcelino Moreno. And then I think we will do another giveaway next week with some of the other swag that we have, when there's more of a field that can compete for it. Is that yes that you want to be part of it, or is that yes to something else?
I guess you have to let them know what they have to write.
I already did. I said, just type "I am in."
I am in. Okay, well, guys, it would be a mistake to not put "I am in" right now.
Connor, just write "I'm in," but now I got you on there. Okay, thank you. So I'll show you the jersey if you guys don't believe me. Let me grab that real quick for you guys. All right, there's 2 more. All right, so here's the jersey. Is a King Peach, and the signature is on the sleeve. And it does not have any names on the back or number. It does have the star, and it is a size large. So that's what you'll be competing for tonight. All right, so now we have 3 people. Sorry, Gavin. You actually have to compete this time. All right, so what I'll do is put this on so you guys can see. I'm going to do that that wheel spinner again, so it's fair and equal for everybody. Let me see. I'll get that going. Okay. All right. So, if that is everybody in, yep, Gavin, Connor, and a new are in. Okay. Sounds good. Let me get that going. Okay, it is up. All right, everybody. So it is between Anu, Gavin, and Connor for the King Peach signed jersey. Good luck, and I hope whoever wins. There you go. It is Connor. Congratulations. Congratulations, Connor. You'll be getting the King Peach jersey. We will get your address and then ship that over to you. So I'll talk to you in Discord about that.
Exactly. DM Michael for that.
And then also for next week, we'll be doing more giveaways. We have some interesting stuff to give away. I'll just preview a few of them for you real quick. All right, here we have a Mercedes-Benz and Atlanta United lockbox. It's a strong box, and also it's a boom box as well. These are 2 speakers. On the inside, there's electrical devices, as well as it being a strong box. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of something like this is, but to give you an idea, this retails for around $400, so it's a legit item. That's one of the big prizes we'll be giving away. We have like 6 or 7 flags we'll be giving away. We have a cooler tumbler, one of these, Atlanta United on it. I don't know if you drink a lot from a tumbler during your days at work or at college, and 1 or 2 other things. So if you guys find that interesting, tune in next time and we'll give away a couple more things and maybe you will win. So again, congratulations to Connor. He's our first winner of our first giveaway. It was supposed to be a bigger thing tonight, but unfortunately I got sick. We were supposed to have like a little party here, and we were going to make a big thing about it, and do the forfeits and stuff. So that'll be next week. So tune in, barring cataclysms that happen. And hopefully we'll also have a fun, more interesting game to talk about.
Indeed. Well, yeah, congratulations to Connor. Thank you, everybody who hopped on the stream and commented and gave their thoughts. But, yeah, happy birthday to Michael. Hopefully everybody in his family feels better as well. But, yeah, much love to all of you guys. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next video.